Я решил прогуляться с собакой и вернулся. Игру перезагрузил. И, блин, походу появятся, наверное, эти нехорошие чуваки. Че мне, конечно, блин, хотелось бы. Так, это я куда залез? Че такое? А, все, понял. Это там убежище будет. Решил прогуляться до больницы. Там чуваку одному отдать лекарство. Но задумаешь, по пути найду, знаете, хотя бы одного там суснумрика, который что-то я потерял и даже не припомнил, где они тусят. Лысый тут чувачок в колпачке. В котелке. Это явно здесь вот он, по-моему, дверь какая-то должна быть. Вроде бы. О, хотя здесь этих нету. Значит, это хорошо. Вышибала. Новобранец. Ёп. Мне страшно так-то. А кто где кашляет? Ну ладно. Так, сюда я уже заходил, тут ничего вроде как нет, да? Тоже, кстати, думал, что здесь то место, куда мне надо. Но нет. Где-то вот здесь вот закоулочки. А вот там стоит жопа кверху, да? Ах ты, сучка. Вы за мной не пойдете, да? Блин. Ну, раз уж вы за мной не идете. Сука. Скотина. Того-то же. Ну, вот здесь этот мужик, походу, стопудово. Так, только надо все собрать сейчас. Сейчас больными нельзя оставлять, вот это прям по-любому. Иначе лекарства потом придется тратить более дорогие. Продавайте предметы с осторожностью. Я их вообще не продаю. Ну да. Там вот те же самые таблетки разбираешь. Там хорошие вещи падают. Заброшенные дома. По-моему, это не те дроиды, что я ищу. Или те. Кстати, похоже на правду. Похоже на те. Вот здесь дыра. Там чувак. А, вот. Так, вот этот чувак. Котелки.
Safety isn't really an issue in Whitechapel, because you never are, never have been. The old place is falling to pieces. But thank you for the advice, sir.
Так. Опля. А он не то чтобы его... Блин. Он ничего не хочет. Он не хочет лечиться. Урод. Я тебя искал по всему городу. А ты мне, значит, тут отказываешь в лечении? Так, ладно, одного пизду я нашел. А где второй? Явно не в этом же домике. Хрен его пойми. Ладно, а чё? До больницы добежать. А у кого там головная боль? По-моему, это внизу, который стоит возле водички. Я все-таки думаю, что мне вот, да, то есть вот проще включить небольшими лекарствами, нежели запускать болезнь. Хотя, с другой стороны, в том районе вроде все хорошо, это в этом районе что-то не очень. Ай-яй-яй. Забыл, что тоже загрузка. О, тогда отсюда потом пойду через кладбище. Вернее, дойду на кладбище. Чё скажешь?
Hey, Doc.
Так, ты здоровый должен быть, ну. Да, подсказок вроде ничего нет.
I'll leave you for now, Mr. Cox. Please, I feel sick. Get over it now.
Так, вот у тебя, по-моему, там что-то.
Hello again, Mr. Blight.
По-моему, башка болела. А, нет. Ну, подожди, у кого-то, да.
Goodbye, Mr. Blight. Take care of yourself.
А, второй в результате. Любовнички очень.
Good evening. Evening, Dr. Reed.
Да, точно.
Do you need medical attention?
Don't get me wrong, sir. I'm grateful for what you've done, but I've never felt comfortable with doctors.
I'm certain you have your reasons. But let me assure you, I'm not like other doctors you may have consulted with.
It is true. You risked your life to save me, after all. It would be impolite to refuse your counsel.
Goodbye, Mr. Thatcher. Try to take care of yourself. Good evening, Milton.
Good evening, Doctor. Still trying to save lives?
I'd like to see your goods.
Wise choice, Dr. Reed. A reliable gun is what...
Так. Дорого у тебя все, мужичок. Дорого. Ау, а чё я не могу ему так просто взять и подать? Все что угодно. Странно. Кстати, послушай, что тот вот здесь крестил. А вот так, наверное, мужик.
Jonathan, are you all right?
Time is my ally. I'll survive the pain.
I'm here for you, Jonathan. If you ever need to talk.
How do you live with the guilt?
I can't answer that, Jonathan. But we have to accept our nature. Nothing good can come of fighting who we are.
Have you ever killed family?
Не, ну-ка.
I will not answer that. In time, perhaps.
Have you killed someone you've known?
Jonathan, have you forgotten what I do here? I need to meet the men and women I kill.
Ну так-то да.
Tell me, why do you find...
I'm lucky to be in a privileged position to help those less fortunate. Kindness takes the edge off the years.
And our Dr. Swansea? He's fine with this culling of patients.
Dr. Swansea is a man firmly rooted in the realities of the modern world. He understands what we're trying to achieve here.
If you'll forgive me, it seems a little hypocritical healing those that you may kill.
Jonathan, we are what we are, a paradox. Dead flesh with a lust for life.
Да-да-да.
Could I ask you some delicate questions?
Ask, and I will answer if I choose.
There's so much I want to know. I mean, what? Where? Who?
Много хочешь.
Slow down, Jonathan, and please. Not all questions should be answered.
Please tell me. Are you Lady Ashbury? Is that your real name?
Yes and no. I was born Elizabeth Samantha Mary Englewood. Out of pure vanity, I cannot tell you when I was born.
Where? I mean, you don't live here.
I have a house in London where I reside with my daughter.
A daughter? Is she...
No. Charlotte is a perfectly normal young lady. And if you must know, I adopted. Perhaps you'll meet her someday.
Не, ничего, ну.
I'll see you later.
Так, ну-ка, пойду-ка я на кладбище. Посмотрю, кто там рычит. Так, а я вообще правильно, да? Ну и да, и нет. Ну, что, если он выдохнется? Да, все. Так, кажется, и выкинься. Да.
This is despicable.
Так, ну вроде как правильно. А это что стоит? Странно, ну ладно. Встал и стоит меня смотрит. Такие глядим друг на дружку. Так. Так, а это какой-то другой проход, да? А, ну вот если поэтому. Да, здесь я был. Так, где священник? Вот он. Ну и чё здесь? То, что осталось от Сэмора, но я же убил. Странно. Вот ничего, что нету. Только крысы, да и только. Крысы мне вроде не нужны. Кружки у меня полные. Все гробы разбиты, да зачем? Меня же попросту убило все.
I can't believe I'm doing this.
Ну так-то все, его уже больше нигде нет. Еще, кстати, кровавых следов, так тоже они только здесь. Странно, почему я в склепе тогда, то есть как бы сработал на него поиск. И все-таки где-то еще, хотя если где-то еще, то почему именно в той точке указывается? Весьма странно. А, допустим, отсюда идти вот по вот этим красотам. В принципе, да, это логично. И да, они как раз таки придут туда. А блин, я его уже убил, все. Никого нет.
I
Может, пирожать от всех вкус? Ну, хотя это было бы нелогично совсем. Да, чувак, мне самому это не нравится. Да, последний котенок остался. Нет, он последний. Ну, все, больше нет ничего, вот все. Парочка пятнышек крови и делов. Если бы тетя что-нибудь знала, но она же мне ничего не говорит. Не хочет со мной разговаривать.
This man is far too old to be Samuel. No. By the look of his clothes, this man's a docker. Samuel isn't here. I had better follow the blood trail.
Ты уже ходил.
Shouldn't you go back home, where you'll be safe?
Maybe later. But for now, I need to talk to my husband at the cemetery, Mr. Reed.
Кто твой муж? Вот отстой, а. Так, ладно, тогда, значит, идем туда, куда не нужно. Что-то я потерялся. Кресты, знакомые. О, сейчас мне окажется, что он типа скажет: нет, дверь закрыта, идите в жопу. Господи, я ж напугался. Нельзя ж так резко загрузку врубать. Ладно, тогда мне не нужно это отслеживание. Нахер мне будет глаза мозолить. А, это тот чувак лысый, который где-то мне отказался дверь открывать, наверное. Где-то находил какой-то дядьку в дверях. Он нахер послал. Где-то на втором этаже он жил, по-моему. Ух ты. А, не, просто стреляет. Так, эти цветочки. Вот здесь наш пать, короче, тусит. Да, с ней вроде все хорошо.
Have you recent news of Nurse Crane at the dispensary?
I don't know much about the woman.
Не хочет со мной говорить, ну ладно. Хотя с ним вроде уже, в принципе, все обговорил. Ну да, и он прям вообще полнёхонький.
I'll leave you alone, sir.
Надеюсь, я правильно иду. Тю-тю-тю-тю. Вот он, чеченька.
Hello again, miss.
Очень, очень странная. Блин, зато у нее 5000 опыта, значит, она какая-то прям вот
Goodbye.
где-то должна сыграть свою роль. Если я все правильно понял, то у людей, которые тут как бы шибко важны, то у них прям крови до хренища. Да, посмотрим, что тут в цикушке у вас. Карантин, не заходить.
Yes? What is it that you want?
I'm sorry to disturb you at such a late hour.
Вынесите попить.
No worries, my son. I'm still quite awake, having just returned from a funeral.
Yes, I know. I've forgotten what I wanted. I don't know.
May I help you, child? You seem somewhat perturbed.
I haven't the strength to cross the threshold. I wish to pray, to cleanse my soul.
The church is shut by order of the bishop. But I'm still the vicar of St. Mary's, if that is any use to you, my son.
Угу, святая земля, типа, войти не может.
You seem to me a good soul, Vicar. But this is a personal matter.
There are no secrets from God, my son. If your heart needs comfort, consider me your chapel. For I can be as silent as stone.
I've words for one departed. They're not for living ears to hear.
Your eyes burn with rage, yet I see the pain that lies beyond. I am here to lighten the burden of all God's creatures. Whatever you tell me is between us and the Lord.
Very well, priest. As you seem quite adamant.
Open your heart, my son. Tell me what burdens you. With whom do you wish to speak?
She was my sister.
You seem so troubled by the loss of this girl. What happened to her?
She has been laid to rest. That's all you need to know.
I see. And how are you feeling, my son?
I feel responsible. The pain is consuming me.
I have a final question for you, my son. This is of the utmost importance.
Ask your question, Vicar.
What would you like her to know?
I'm so sorry, Mary. I promise to find who is responsible for all this. I'll put an end to this horror.
You have been heard, my son, and your burden will lighten if your words are sincere. Go in peace now, and live your life in the way she would have wanted.
Whatever happened on this dock is between my sister and I. It does not concern God at all.
Лютое таки напило прям вообще.
It's locked.
Прям аж мурашки. Так. Ты у нас здоров. Так, эта часть для меня пока закрыта. А в порту еще дела надо сделать. Так, ага, и туда смотрю. Так, в порту же вот он. Так, я мог бы здесь пройти, но не могу. Опять сколько страшных звуков. Так, хотя куда залезу? Туда, куда мне вроде как не надо. Ой. What the fuck?
Fear be gone. I would harm no child of my making.
This is your doing. You made me this creature. What are you?
I am the land. You are our champion.
You selected me, chose me.
As shall my children yet to come.
What is it you seek?
This age is sickly. An ancient poison, an older rage, brewed in a cauldron newly forged.
This has something to do with the epidemic.
Seek truth, my champion. Defeat the serpent of knowing with iron spur.
I've had enough of others making decisions for me, pretending to know how I should feel or behave.
So the vampire who made me is some sort of disembodied entity? Or was he just projecting this vision in my mind? Maybe Edgar can help you with this one.
It's really pissed me off.
Но уже внутри же тусит. Блять. Сука. Ах ты ж сучок! Фак! Да, что-то попал в переделку. А что-то бегу такой в ус иду, меня врасплох просто застали. Блин, теперь кровь искать. А, ну они такие вот прям нормальные, то есть как бы, ну, их можно загасить, но только надо их мочить. О, кстати, с вот этого сейчас крошки-то и попью. Просто интересно, что в том задании, что там тетя скажет. О, бля, что я тут не был, чуть не помню таких помещений. А что, письмо не открылось? Алло, письмо, так. На. Не знаю каких. А, никак не знаю, знаю. Знакомый же дядя. Где-то я встречал уже. Даже вот этот вот чувачок.
What do you want?
I know you're looking for an honest job, Booze. You're tired of this criminal life, aren't you?
It's just an idea. Edwina loves to run things so much. You can never really leave the gang. We're boys for life, you know.
Goodbye, Mr. Dick.
Ну ладно. Так, где-то в ту сторону, что ли? Ну, вы, говорит, дамочка, тут прям всех
Hello
держите.
again, Dr. Reed. What do you want?
Can I see what you have to sell?
As long as you have money, I'll show you all I have.
Я ж не верю, что то ли мне надо было. Так, здесь чуваки эти стоят. Да, вроде правильно, да. Или неправильно. Не, надо вот в ту сторону. То здесь у тети живет.
I cannot enter.
Так, погодите-ка. Че, нет, неправильно? Так, вот чувак. Да, вот здесь же у него, по-моему, живет. А, во.
Good evening, madam. It's Dr. Reed again. May I come in?
You best come back in the morning, Doctor.
The disease takes away the good people too, madam. Why not let me in?
It's Mrs. Fishburne. Stella Fishburne. And yes, indeed. Why not let a doctor in? I can't remember the last time I had a good sleep. I've been nothing but worry.
Так, сначала, пожалуй, обчищу вашу халупу. Ага. Нельзя обчистить. Все заперто. Ох, есть тут цветонос. Так, ладно, а теперь давайте поговорим. Отвлекитесь от своей каши. Что там делаешь? Чай, кофе?
So you have questions about the flu then?
Yes, among other things.
Forgive my rudeness at the door. It's just my son doesn't like strangers coming in the house.
Это, кстати, да.
The orphan that regards you as a mother. Please tell me about him, Stella.
You mean Rufus? I wish I could do even more for the poor boy. Most people are so selfish.
but you're not.
Years may have passed, but I haven't forgotten how it feels to go through days with nothing but an empty stomach.
How is life around here?
Life has always been hard in the East End. But it's everywhere nowadays, isn't it?
Ну да, конфликт саков.
Do you think the increase in violence has anything to do with the epidemic?
Don't know, but it's most likely linked to the gangs if you ask me. Recently, it's like everyone has had to pick a side.
Эй, блядь.
Violence has always fed on poverty, don't you think? It's a cruel law of the human condition.
And selfishness is their rotten fruit. These days, you could just die in the gutter and no one will bat an eye.
May I ask what you do for a living, Mrs. Fishburne?
Since my husband died, I worked at the Dawson Rope Factory, but it closed before the war. I occasionally help at the night asylum, in exchange for food.
Did your husband die in the war?
Oh no, my Jack was a docker. He died when my Seymour was just a lad. The poor boy saw his dad slip and fall from that scaffolding.
Весело.
How do you pay the rent then?
My Seymour works at the docks, just like his dad. He's very attached to the house he grew up in. It's not always easy, but we get by all right.
I believe you may find this necklace of interest.
What is it? I don't understand.
It's a gift your son was hoping to give you. But I'm afraid it links him to the nearby murders.
You mean this belongs to one of his victims? Jesus. I knew this day would come. Please, Dr. Reed, accept this for your trouble and leave me be.
This day? You mean you already knew? Are you buying my silence? I will not be an accomplice in this.
No. My son's crimes distress me more than you can imagine. But I'm his mother. I love him, I do.
Your son's gone way beyond simply bullying people. He has a taste for blood, and you know it, don't you, Stella?
One night, he told me straight up, in his own words.
Не, я подумал.
Days after one of his episodes.
Did Seymour tell you everything that night?
More than I could stand. The words he used to describe his hate, his rage, how he feels when he's done it.
Why did he confess? Did you suspect something?
No. I guess he wanted his old mum to help him fight his demons.
Stella, I know you are ashamed of your son's crimes. So why do you protect Seymour?
I can't report my own son, can I? Not a burden I could bear.
Burden? How do you mean?
They'd hang him for sure. I won't send my only son to his death.
I understand your pain, but you cannot mother him forever.
Ну да.
If someone ever found the courage to speak to the police, I will take my share.
Tell me about these demons Seymour needs your help to fight.
Seymour used to be such a happy child. And he is still a helping son most of the time. But when he gets angry, he can hardly contain his rage.
All men and women are born innocent, Mrs. Fishburne. But there can be a monster within any of us.
Do you think he can be cured, Doctor? Do you think something can extinguish this rage inside my Seymour?
I'm afraid these demons, as he calls them, are just a delusional justification to distance himself from his actions.
There ain't no hope then. Somehow, somewhere, my son has turned into a monster, and nothing will bring him back.
Вот счастье-то, да?
Goodbye, Miss Fishburne. Take care of yourself.
I'm not sure the epidemic is what worries people most.
Evening, Rufus.
Evening, Mr. Reed.
Rufus, tell me what you really think about Seymour Fishburne.
Seymour, he just scares me. A lot. Actually, he scares many people round here, even big fellows.
You mean his brutality is infamous, even in this shady part of town? That's impressive.
Yes, sir. How someone like that can be related to Mrs. Fishburne, well, it beggars belief.
Злодей.
Maybe she loves her son so much, she was blind to his misdeeds.
If so, she wouldn't hide her sadness, would she?
What do you mean?
It passes across her eyes sometimes, when she thinks she's alone. She hides it from everyone.
So long, Rufus. Be careful. Take care.
Так, где ты? Сынок. Это все про тебя знают.
Good evening, Mr. Fishburne.
Yeah.
Seymour, why are you scaring young Rufus?
I don't like his act to gain my mother's trust. I don't like it at all. Little bugger is like a fly around shit.
Блин, он вообще же может его прибить.
Young Rufus seems quite harmless to me. Your support could change his life for the better.
I don't believe in kindness nor innocence, sir. The boy is either a fool or a hypocrite who hides his hand well.
Ну, в общем, прям такой.
Why is your mother protecting you, Seymour?
I'm her son. She's the only one who knows me. Sometimes I think she knows me better than I know myself.
I understand you love her, but can't you see the awful situation you've put her in?
Do you think my mum would have a better life if I were dead? She seems so sad to know me sometimes.
I understand your mother's situation. Obtaining justice at the price of betraying her own flesh. It's quite a dilemma.
It might be my mum's wish that I end up swinging from a hangman's noose. But she wouldn't want to be the one who ties a knot round my neck.
Tell me about your victims, Seymour. Who were they? Why them? Was there a link?
Why should there be? They just kept getting on my nerves at the worst times, that's all.
How many? How many victims?
It's not like I keep records. It happens when it happens.
Маничела, блядь.
You feel nothing, do you? No empathy for your victims at all?
You seem pretty calm yourself, don't you?
We're not talking about me.
All right. Well, our calm's the only thing we have in common then.
Did you take pleasure in killing them, Seymour? All those people, All those lives extinguished.
I take no pleasure from it. Just gives me peace. Stills the anger. For a time.
This rage you feel, have you ever been able to control it? Resist it?
I tried. For my mum, I tried for her. Telling the truth made me feel better. For a while.
Don't you think you should seek help? Talk to someone you trust, someone who cares about you.
No. And don't dare speak about me to your colleagues either. Keep your mouth shut tight. Especially about my mum.
Так, ну я троечку тут всего и это. Не загипнозим. Кстати, я вроде все закончил.
You still working at this hour?
Goodbye, Miss Cavendish.
So few clients. With the epidemic, no one dares go outside.
Welcome back, Doctor.
Goodbye, Mr. Watts.
Это вообще 5000 лет, он тут стоп, наверное, да? Нет, ну блин, ну он дорогой. 5000, это нормально.
With the epidemic, no one dares go outside.
Где-то здесь, по-моему, это убежище. Так. Эть, взял что надо? Нет, не взял. Часть хорошей рукояти мне надо. Не, тут лучше, чем часть хорошей рукояти. Понятно. А я взял там, кто у меня покупал прошлую часть обычной рукояти. Точно, может же хороший. Ёшкин-матряшкин. Ну ладно. Давай, не спали. Так, где? Ну, где-то здесь, собственно, можно пройти. Это здесь. Туда. Ой, все, я все понял, ухожу. Я же глупо после мимо пойти, да? Че, они ж тупые? Упс.
Best turn around if I were you. Don't come closer. See them fancy clothes?
Да, нахуй. Сука.
See them fancy clothes? This one's a top.
Ах ты, гаденыш. Ух. О, ни хрена, там кто-то гасит, пускай гасит. А, только эти кто-то ему вообще не помешает, да? Сука. О, коробочка. Так, убежище. Нет, спасибо. Ага, засранцы. Хотя муж удаляю, если он один. А, он не один. С дружками я его, может быть, и не одолею. Опля. Я тебя куда-то залез. Оу. Куда ты залез? Ну-ка. И чё? Так, нечестно. Что там лежит? Под окном. Странно, ладно. Подозрительно просто. Если туда можно залезть, значит, для чего-то. Это вот туда получается. А, с этой. Сожбери.
God protect us. You've got a leech in the hospital.
Yes, my hospital. My mission is to heal while you go about warring.
You've set the table for a snake. I wonder why there's venom in your food.
I'm growing tired of your song. You're a woodsman, McCullum, not a doctor. Return to your hunt.
Remember, I've a good nose for machinations. I can flare the scent at a mile. You can't hide from the guard.
Leave him, Jonathan. This is sacred ground. Neutral territory. And I just had the carpet cleaned.
Так, ковер задает стиль всему помещению.
By the sacred stole, this is very bad news. Bad news indeed.
Ой, кажется, пальто жопой заживалось. Так.
What happened?
The hospital has been attacked. We have injured patients, at least one dead, several missing. This has spiraled out of control. Even the most infirm are asking to be allowed to return home.
Так, точно, джойстик. Сейчас заберем. Отключится в самый неподходящий момент, как это бывает.
This hospital is their only hope.
Of course, you're right. But we cannot afford a public scandal. It would ruin us. We must restore order, and quickly.
You mentioned a dead patient. Who is he?
She, Jonathan. She was Miss Harriet Jones. I found her room like a slaughterhouse. Blood everywhere. The duty nurse is taking care of the mess.
Very well. I'll help you.
I know this place means something to you. I have noticed how you suppress your appetite when around the staff and patients.
You need to know you can trust me, Edgar.
I do, dear fellow, I do.
Please then, tell me.
Sean Hampton, the man we thought we'd saved at the docks. It seems he was infected after all.
So Hampton became more beast than man.
Exactly. And now Guard of Prewen suspects the hospital of vampire activity. Do you realize what that could mean for us?
Well, they are not far wrong. The hospital is almost crawling with vampires.
McCullum is a fanatic. The Guard will stop at nothing. You don't know what they're capable of, Jonathan.
Very well. Since I brought Mr. Hampton here, I will put an end to this.
If you don't mind, I have a few questions.
I'd be delighted to help you if I'm able.
What exactly happened here while I was absent?
Hampton turned, quite violently as it happened. Lurking about, attacked Miss Jones. To say he created quite a commotion would be an understatement.
Are you sure it was Hampton who killed Miss Jones?
There was blood everywhere, but no body. And you know the state she was in. I fear for what he did with her. Hopefully he just hid the corpse.
How did the guard of Prewin come to hear of this?
McCallum has spies everywhere. He will jump at any opportunity to disparage the Brotherhood and show his contempt.
I just recently met the strangest creature in Whitechapel. He was immense. He mocked me and accused me of hypocrisy.
Perhaps it was a scowl. London's streets are overflowing with them these days.
He was observing me with the obvious intent to do me harm. His very presence evoked a palpable sense of menace.
You need to be careful, Jonathan. You've no idea what this creature really is.
It was a vampire, all right. But what kind, I'm not sure. He was large and very fast.
If you find anything more about this creature, the Brotherhood would greatly appreciate any information you could spare.
Who was that man in your office?
Geoffrey McCallum, actual leader of the Guard of Prewin. I suspect he's the man behind the rebirth of this old and dusty society.
They know I'm here now, don't they?
I can guarantee one thing. The Guard of Prewin would never dare to attack the hospital while I'm in charge here.
What do they hope to achieve?
Their ultimate goal is the eradication of all vampires in the country. They see you as a threat to mankind, Jonathan.
I recently tried to enter a church. It has been a very unpleasant experience.
The Brotherhood's research on the matter of faith and vampirism has proved somewhat insubstantial, to say the least.
Is this proof that I'm cursed in the eyes of the divine?
The wrath of the Almighty? There's no way of knowing. It could be subconscious guilt, or irrational fear, or deep-seated beliefs.
It's hard to explain in terms of science, that's for sure.
I'm sure Lady Ashbury will have far greater insight into this matter than little old me.
Thank you, Edgar.
Вот только ни хрена мне не скажет. Не любит она со мной разговаривать, а пока еще не щегол какой-то.
Sean Hampton lives and breathes for the well-being of his flock. There's no other place he would go but the docks.
Так, ну наверх тут нельзя будет снять. А даже неспроста здесь вот это хреново.
It's locked.
Ну, пойдем узнаем, что у них тут стряслось. Так, упс, не сюда. Так, сначала сюда пройдусь. Что народ скажет? Тут народ-то меньше стал, да?
I'm quite busy right now, Dr. Reed.
Ну, как бы, я тоже.
What can you tell me about the recent commotion in the hospital?
Nothing like this would have happened if we'd had enough staff and proper shifts.
So you don't think the blame is ours?
We all hold fast here, Dr. Reed. Our methods may differ, but we're all trying to make a difference.
Thank you for your time. We'll talk later.
Ты тут что, самоубийца, неудачка.
Mr. Goswick. How are you?
I'm okay.
What can you tell me about the recent commotion in the hospital?
I had shouting coming from the first floor. I was asleep when it started.
Your mother won't let you down, Mortimer. Don't you share her hope for a better future?
No. I don't.
Won't you even try?
Do you want me to promise you I'll get better? Do you want me to tell her the same thing? I could, but it would not change anything.
I have to go now, sir. But don't hesitate to contact me if you need any help.
Good evening, Doctor. How is my son doing?
What can you tell me about the recent commotion in the hospital?
It's a disgrace. How on earth can patients be attacked in their own rooms?
Goodbye, Mrs. Goswick. Good evening, Mr. Fiddick.
Good evening, Dr. Reed. Any news about my operation?
Please, tell me about the recent commotion in the hospital.
I heard Miss Jones call for help from her bedroom. With some loud noises, like people fighting. All of a sudden, it went quiet. And then a nurse started screaming.
Do you know who the nurse was?
Not sure, but I think it was Nurse Hawkins.